Yeah, I'm glad we're doing this now that we have AC back, because there was like a week and a half where we had no AC.
Sweaty podcast.
And you know what? It started the night that y'all played Classic City Jam, which was like the hottest fucking
day.
day.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yep. It was that whole day we were at Classic City Jam, like 98 degrees. Came home and then the AC was broke.
Oh my god.
This sucks, dude. The one thing I was looking forward to at the end of the night was just getting into like some chilly AC coldness, and it was taken away from us.
It's a rude awakening.
For a week, yeah. Exactly, but cool. Recess party. Christian and Riley here with me for On That Note. I'm stoked to finally get you guys. We've been talking about it for a while, and now that the debut album is out, paid in full, we can talk about it, and we can also talk about Amnesiac, which
Please.
you picked. I'm so excited to talk about Radiohead again. I talked about it with Jesse Mangum from The Glow last night. He picked In Rainbows, which is my personal favorite. We also talked about Amnesiac, so it's kind of funny that this is the one you picked. You know, you reminded me, we drunkenly chatted about Radiohead
For sure.
at 40 Watt. So we can certainly do that again with less alcohol right now. But yeah, what made you pick Amnesiac?
So honestly, I think this record I have the most like personal connection to, because it's the reason that I picked up piano when I was like probably like 16, 17.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was like I'd been playing guitar for a while and I'd been singing for a while. But I don't know if you know the live album, I Might Be Wrong, with the piano rendition of like Spinning Plates. Mm-hmm. But that song is the reason that I just like hyper fixated on piano for probably like a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
And
just
I just
because
like,
that one live
just because of
album?
that one live song, and it was such like a beautiful rendition of it, and it's so different from this record because it's, you know, it's more organic. But I went back and listened to all of Amnesiac pretty much just like on repeat, and there's so many just like hidden gems of their discography on that album that you don't get the kind of like weirdness that is in it on the other ones. It's a different weird on like other albums, but like this just has like the coolest synthesis of like just digital sound and like weird processing on vocals, and I really fell in love with the sound of the whole album.
Do you have a favorite on this one?
Probably between Knives Out or Life in a Glass House, or Living in a Glass House.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Life in a Glass House. Yeah. That's the one with a lot of like clarinets.
Yeah, there's like horns in the background.
Yeah.
Really dark
one.
lyrics, and I'm such a fan of dark lyrics that are.
Well, Radiohead is your band.
It's my band for sure.
I'm definitely what was the first one you said?
Knives Out.
Knives Out,
Yeah.
yes, and I Might Be Wrong.
Yeah,
That's my other favorite on that. Maybe I also like Pull/Polk, Revolving Doors.
Yep.
That one is crazy, but it took me some time to get into it because it is a little abrasive and strange.
For sure.
You know,
Yeah.
Kid A's become like my number 2, very close, almost number 1, but I can't let it beat In Rainbows. In Rainbows just like, to me, is literally a perfect album.
It's beautiful. It's so lush and like I don't know. What was that song called? Reckoner is just like an unreal song. You
For real.
put some headphones on and just get lost in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Christian, are you a Radiohead fan, or are you just kind of like...
Man, not really. Pretty alienated over here.
Yeah.
Anything I know about Radiohead is like from Riley playing shit in the car.
Dumping it.
Has he tried to convert you into a stan?
Not like aggressively. Sometimes if I ask for like an album recommendation or something, he'll send me a Radiohead album.
Mm-hmm. Has any of them like stuck with you, like any one song? Other than Creep.
Which you can like Creep too. That's
valid.
That's
You can like Creep, of course.
Creep is fine, but no. I don't know. I think Karma Police.
Mm-hmm.
Classic, yeah. That's like tier 2, I feel like. That's when people who want to get into Radiohead, that's like the next one after Creep, I think.
Yeah.
Karma
That's probably
Police
where
is-
I'm at. That's where I live.
The slow descent into Radiohead madness.
Into
Yeah.
madness, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Once you're in, you can't get out.
No,
so be very
absolutely not.
careful. But yeah, stoked to talk about Paid in Full, the new album. I've listened to it a few times over the last couple of days in preparation for the interview, and it's still so sick a month out. You know, now that it's been a month since it's come out, I think it was August 18th is when you guys put it out. Has your perspective on the project changed at all? Sometimes there's so much buildup and hype for yourself just going into it. And then, of course, you've had these songs probably for much longer than they've even been recorded. So there's been a lot of time sitting with these songs, and now they belong to the world almost. So after a month of having it out, how does it feel now?
It feels really strange. It's like really nice to like see something that you put that much like time and effort into, like, you know, come to fruition. But at the same time, it feels like it's really hard to like redirect the part of my brain that has been like tweaking and fine tuning this like child of ours for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
And now that it's out, even though there's stuff we can still do for the album, like promote it and play it at shows, and like, you know, there's still a lot we can do for it, that part of my brain is kind of like a little lost, or just like, what now? Like, we just like write another one right away, or like what?
Right. Yeah.
Stew on it.
Do you have any other like aspirations for another project soon, or are you just sitting on this right now?
It's a good question. I mean, we've just kind of gotten out of like gigging kind of heavily, and you know, dealing with the record coming out in general and like all the hype that leads up to it, and then all the shows that you play for it. But I think a lot of us, you know, to speak on what you said earlier, these songs have existed for us for so long. Like the first song that was written was Hypocrite, and that was in July of 2022. And so they're so old in our heads. I think a lot of us are ready to just like we know we learned a ton from this. Like we kind of want to just get writing again.
Yeah.
So
when you guys are writing, what's that usually look like? Is it the full band together? Is it you two getting together? Like, what's the usual process?
It kind of varies. A lot of times it's like the full band, like putting together an idea like from scratch. Sometimes, I think more often, like one of us has kind of like an idea that is not finished, but like has like an attitude to it, and then the rest of the band helps fill in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time it's like, and we've talked about this in like some other conversations we've had with people about like writing on acoustic. Like I write a lot on acoustic guitar, and sometimes I'll like have an idea that'll be like structured start to finish, and then it's just like it's a bare bones song, and then I'm like, this is cool. It would be really cool if like they just put like this flesh on it and just like gave it this like life. So for a couple of the songs, it was just like us getting together and a song just like clicking, and all the parts coming together very naturally. And then yeah, it's a mixed bag. We've had songs just all come together when we're like practicing. Some like Happy Accident started as a jam that we were just like screwing around on in practice one day. I think it's like a finger exercise almost. It's like a little like a little spider thing going on. And then we all just jammed on it. It sounded super cool, and we went with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there a song that was like almost unbelievably smooth in terms of, you know, start to finish writing it? Just like almost it was too easy.
I'm trying to think. Range of Motion was pretty easy, I'd say. That was an old like voice memo that was brought to practice, and then you guys just like made it sound incredible. And then the outro I'd not had in the voice memo, so the outro is just like all us and in that energy, I think.
I remember Hypocrite coming together extremely fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hypocrite's a fun one, dude.
It is. It's a good like poppy one of ours.
Yeah.
Little head nodder.
Little head nodder, yeah.
Was there one that was the most difficult?
Different bodies. It's got to be.
No hesitation.
Right?
Yeah, I guess
that was a hard. I remember the practice when we were like working on it, and we were just like, it was like hot in the basement. We were just like sweating, and there was this like idea that we had in transitioning from like this 4/4 time into 6/8, and there was this fill that Megan was gonna do, and we were just like doing it over and over and over again until we got it right. And I think that was probably like the hardest, at least in my opinion. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Definitely
Yeah.
for like the full band. That was I remember like us all like being pretty fucking sick of that song by the time that practice was over.
Yeah.
It is one of the craziest drum performances, I feel like, on the album.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Megan kills that
Megan's
one.
crushing it on every song, but
Yeah.
that one in particular, like right out of the gate, she's doing crazy fills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's intense. She took a little drum solo at our album release show leading into that song.
Which was super sick.
nice.
Yeah. Just fun to like mix things up live and like especially like when these songs have been out and
Right.
as I say in our heads for so long.
Yeah.
That like just giving it some extra life live it's always fun.
Yeah.
So-
Do you have a song that you look back on, you're like the most proud of this one?
I think we'll probably have different answers. So you want to tackle? I have an answer.
Let me think about that one for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got
You
one.
got one?
Yeah.
What's
You know,
yours?
okay,
Yeah.
I gotta go first. You had
I
yours.
We
can-
say it at
I
the
can
same
go.
time.
One.
1, 2, 3.
Paid in full.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
no,
Okay.
look
I
at
didn't
that.
practice that one. Yeah, that was good.
Paid in full, yeah.
Yeah.
Cute.
Is that why you named it after the album, or it just kind of happened? Or is that why you named the album that?
We
Okay,
named the
so
album that.
I've kind of two things bumping around in my brain from that question.
Mhm.
Okay, so I think we named the album that because we just liked that song and the name was kind of catchy.
Yeah.
But like coming after that, I think that name suits the album because of like the nature of that song and what it's about, which Riley can probably speak on more accurately than me, is like very true to like all of the songs. Do you know what I mean, Riley?
Yeah. So
In terms of lyrics or like?
Yeah.
I would say so. I mean, it's Paid in Full I think was my favorite like something that came together lyrically because it was something that broke like a long streak of like not writing lyrics and I was going through just like a weird time in life that was like very transitional.
Tell them what I said to you that sparked the
idea.
idea.
Yeah. Do I give like full background to it?
Let's
Just
go.
we'll give it-
We got a
we'll
whole
give it TLDR.
hour long episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so he made like an offhanded like kind of joking comment that like I just started a new relationship and I'd gotten out of like a period of just like kind of being lost and like feeling weird and I was like happy and I was like feeling good and like content in life and I was just like not writing and I was like, is that because I'm happy right now and like do I have to like pull from being just upset or lost or whatever to like write something I'm proud of? And he made a comment that was like, do you remember the verbatim?
Yeah, I think you're just like, man, I can't like write anything, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's because you're happy.
Yeah, and it was like this like off the cuff like
Yeah.
just kind of like, and I was like, oh wait, is that bad? Like,
Right.
should I be worried about that? And I started writing again probably like a week or two later, and I was just like tearing up pages of things that I didn't like, and I eventually just like this whole song, and it was just like
And it was paid in full.
It was Paid in Full, yeah, and it was so bare bones. It was lyrics, and it was probably like I love playing in drop tunings because I'm kind of like I'm not great at just like theoretical music, and a lot of it is just like me going back and forth between a couple chords, and it's like in a drop tuning, so I can kind of just hit an acoustic guitar, and I can get like a rhythm, or I can get like a whatever. And that one, it came together super well, and the lyrics were just about how, I don't know, kind of fucked up I think it is that I can only write from a place of pain, or like why is art always, it's kind of like worshipped as like someone was in pain when they were writing it, and that's why it should be like,
What's the classic starving artist trope?
Yeah.
Like you have to be depressed in order to write something that's brilliant. And it's like,
and it's just it's not a good mindset. It's not a healthy mindset to have.
not at all.
Yeah. And so that was kind of like that response to that quote, I guess, which I didn't like take it to heart, but it was definitely like a thought that I was like cycling in my head. It's like, oh, you can't write because you're happy, and that's not good.
Maybe it's just not even the fact that like, oh, I can't write because I'm happy. It's just like you're literally a different person now because being in a new relationship is going to change you, or like you should let it change you to some degree. So now it's like you're writing as a different person. Maybe it's only slightly differently, but still it's like totally different context, different perspective. So it just does make sense that it might be harder, but was it just helpful to like sit there and try to grind it out, or did you just let it happen?
That
song
just kind of happened. It was just kind of there I don't know. I mean, people write music. I think Neil Young actually said it like really well, and it's like don't like practice writing, just write when you feel like you absolutely have to, and like sometimes it just happens. I actually in the Hefner commentary, like the director's commentary that they do,
so sick.
It's so funny.
Cool that they did that.
Yeah, and they call it an alien download, where it's just like a song just comes out of nowhere and it's done start to finish. And I was like, that's funny. That was kind of paid in full.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I always think about it almost like a radio transmission.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden your signal like just pops into your head and you're like, shit, I gotta get this down before it goes away.
Yeah.
Or like the other way of looking about it sometimes is almost like going fishing, where the act of fishing is the enjoyable experience, not necessarily catching a fish.
I like that.
It's like just writing for the sake of writing is what should be, the fun part. And then some days you get something really nice, and some days you get something, and then the next morning you're like, this is trash.
Yeah.
We can throw this away now. Yeah. Or it ends up being something you use in a totally different track.
For sure.
Did you guys ever, for these songs, have like Frankenstein them, where there were different pieces you wrote at different times and put them together? Or was it always, for the most part, start to finish, we know what we're doing with this song?
I don't think so for any song that made it on the album. We've done that before with other songs. I don't know, is anything popping into your head? Not for me.
I mean, the only one that was really like not just a stable start to finish was, I think, Range of Motion's outro, which was just like a jam at the end of like us playing a song that was kind of like start to finish completed, and it was just so good, and there was so much like energy in the room that just became the song. Like, and it's almost like a 2-part feel.
Yeah.
Where you get from like the main body of the story, and then there's this like add-on at the end. I don't know if we ever talked about splitting it into 2 songs, but
I don't think we did, but that would have been a cool idea.
Yeah. Because it almost does feel like 2 different, ideas.
Yeah.
So
was that a last minute decision, or you kind of knew as soon as you?
It was one of the last things we added to the song, but I don't think we ever considered the song like close to done before it was there.
For sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask about probably my favorite tune, Shudder.
Oh.
Which, I know. I was thinking that as well. I heard it and I was like, whoa, this is different. And having heard the singles, I think that what my favorite of the singles might have been Hypocrite, but also, honestly, I love, was Paid in Full a single?
It was.
That's right. Yeah, I really like that one as well. But Shudder had a different vibe to me, just because that one felt the most Radiohead to me.
Really?
Just because your vocals were a little bit more on the chill side, and the whole instrumentation seemed to be a little bit more like brought down in terms of energy. Did you guys know you wanted to place that on the album because of that, or was it just another song to y'all?
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, that one like that idea initially, I wrote that like that on an acoustic guitar. And it's also kind of down tuned. So I kind of took a page out of Riley's playbook.
Nice.
Because Riley likes to like just change the tuning on a guitar. And before he'll like start looking for like another chord shape or something, he'll just change the tuning.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Like he isn't, I love you, Riley, but he doesn't know anything about music theory, but he's got a great ear. So he just knows what sounds good.
Right.
It's all shapes and sounds, and it's fun.
So I kind of took a page out of his playbook. And yeah, it's in a weird tuning. And I had like the structure of that song like pretty much completely done before I showed it to the band, but it's very like empty feeling with just acoustic guitar. And we pretty much immediately knew that it needed to like, it was going to be like a studio song, and it was going to have to like kind of get like a special treatment.
Yeah. Do you guys play that one live much?
Not much.
Twice, technically.
Because I was going to say, I don't remember if I've ever heard that one live.
It was played at the album release show.
Okay.
And it was played at a 40-watt show with Everyday Dogs in November of 2022.
We sold, I think, 25 or 30 tickets to that show.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
almost no one heard
Yeah.
it.
Almost nobody did that. Yeah, there was a Stu's show.
A bit
at
of
the
a
theater
sleeper
that
tune.
night. Yeah.
Oh,
It
gotcha.
was that night, and I was like, "Damn, I want to go to that show."
Dude, that's the worst. I booked a show once at Flickr, and I was like, nice, I can't wait. And then I found out Hotel Fiction was playing.
And you're just like,
it was Hotel Fiction and Flip Turn. I was like, sick, nice, awesome.
I've made a mistake.
Yeah, this will be a glorified
One
practice. Cool. But sometimes those are nice too when you can play a show and you're like, you know what? Let's just have fun with this one.
Yeah.
Let's not have any pressure, worried about like everybody watching. It's going to be a time to maybe try some new things.
That's what we did. I
Yeah,
think.
it was a great opportunity
Yeah.
to like test drive that song
Nice.
because we hadn't recorded it at that point.
No, I don't think there was a demo. I had
wow.
the lyrics typed out and on a small piece of paper attached to my mic stand. Like I remember it was like
Sick.
that fresh, and I was
Right.
like, I'm gonna forget these fucking words. Like
Yeah.
I need this.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to do it. You tape the lyrics to the bottom of the floor.
See, I wish my eyesight was good enough to see that far.
yeah.
I'm like, I need it in front of my
You
face.
could like have
and
it
then-
on your hand.
Yeah,
or, like
just a little
between
strum
chords,
and-
just like pulling it out.
So what is he doing up there?
Yeah, or you could write it on, like a tattoo.
I've done that.
He does do
I do
that.
that all the time.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and it just blends
You don't
in.
have a lot
You're
of
just
white
like-
space.
No,
right here anymore.
not for long. Yeah.
When you guys are playing live, what's your usual like rehearsal process? Are you rehearsing a couple times before the show? Do you make sure like certain songs are really tightened up? What's the usual rehearsal process for y'all?
It's gotten more complicated now. I would say that's a pretty safe thing to say. I mean, so me, Christian, and Sam, we live in Atlanta now, and Christian and I are in Decatur, and Sam's in EAV, and
Nice.
Megan is in school.
I keep
here
forgetting
still.
you guys are in Atlanta.
Yeah,
That's
so
sick.
we're also doing the back and forth.
Cool. Hell yeah,
ATL
that's
Athens
right.
thing.
Commuters.
It's kind of I'm a fan of it right now because it's
Yeah.
like it's new, but like the scene is still so close, and it's still like something that I love and like to be a part of, and it's cool to like be able to dip our toes in the Atlanta scene and just like see what cool people are making music over there. Because Athens definitely has like the most scene where
Totally.
everybody's it's more of a community, and it's like everyone's helping each other out. But to your original point, we've been doing like once a week practices that are rehearsals for whatever shows we have coming up, and it's also like playing new music, new ideas, and we're trying to make that more consistent.
Rehearsals.
Yeah, just in
Yeah.
general.
I feel like also, like for where we're at now that we've like finished an album and it's out, like it's like become, at least like right now, it's a lot less essential than it used to be for us to like practice a lot. We've been doing pretty good, but like if we miss a week and we have a show, like we've been playing together a long time, like the show
Right.
will be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chemistry is already there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Which and we practiced a lot when we all still lived in Athens, and I think we have just built up a good chemistry over
Yeah.
the year that this band has been this band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any takeaways from this album? Any lessons learned that you're gonna bring with you into future releases? Something that maybe if you went back and could do it all again, you would do it maybe this way.
You?
Yeah. I have one.
He's like, boy, do I have a list.
Laundry list. Get ready.
Yeah.
I have one that occurred to me only kind of recently, and it was for like songs, really probably for all songs, but songs that you care about or like songs that are on a short timeline, like just make a demo. So we never
Short timeline in terms of how long you have in the studio to record it.
I guess, or like how long until you need to start recording it.
Okay.
Because I think sometimes, like if you're in a situation like our band, like we just kind of like get our reps in practice, and like for most of these songs that we've been playing for like over a year, like they just get refined in practice, and we just play them live like really well after playing them for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But for some new tunes, and for one in particular, for Second Time, I think like a demo. I love Second Time. Let me start. It's one of my favorites on the album. But I think a demo probably. Hey, thanks.
I was gonna say I actually wrote Second Time because I was listening to it order, and I said maybe my favorite, and then I got to Shudder, and I said actually my favorite.
Actually, my
Nice,
favorite.
nice. So you like the acoustic intro?
I do, yeah, it's
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, but for Second Time, I think I love how that one turned out. But it definitely like changed it was like changing every single day because we added it like, I don't know, but it was like very close to recording time. It was
in the studio, so it was definitely like
it was
the last minute hero.
Yeah, it was like changing every single day while we were like getting towards studio time, and not that that's a bad thing. It was a cool thing to watch.
Was it stressful at all?
For sure, it was stressful because that one was kind of my baby a little bit. But I think a demo maybe would have like given it or made it more like predictable as to like how it would have turned out.
Yeah,
I don't regret that, but I would like, maybe do a demo if I was in a similar situation.
Yeah. So when you're writing it, you have it in your head, but you don't have it recorded, or is it like a voice memo of just guitar and vocals, or not even that?
I mean, in that situation, I had like a guitar idea, and I wrote the whole thing on an acoustic guitar, and I was kind of stuck for a long time whether this should be like an acoustic feel all the way through like Shudder, or if it should like do the electric guitar thing. And I decided to kind of go half and half with an acoustic intro and then electric to the rest of it. And then like the band just like, we did the band thing and like evolved. And yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Riley? Anything that you want to take with you into this next project whenever it happens?
Yeah, honestly, the people that we worked with are people that I want to like take to the next project. We tracked at Gifthorse with Ron O'Reilly.
Nice.
We did some guitar overdubs at a studio with our mixing and mastering engineer, Luke Camplietta.
Cool.
Who he gets a huge shout out because that guy was so professional and so amazing through the entire process, and like would not be possible for that record to have been out in that timeline without him. Like he was fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Loved working with him.
How was Gifthorse?
I love Gifthorse. It's got a great vibe. I love Rowan so much. He is the reason that a lot of those songs in the studios got to where they were.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah, he's such an intelligent like writer, engineer. Like he just kind of knows what needs to happen when.
Yeah, he has a song credit on Shudder.
Yeah.
Oh,
the mandolin
really?
part on Shudder was his idea.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah.
It was a mandolin.
It's a mandolin.
There it is.
And it's tuned to a guitar interval, if I remember correctly. I don't even think Rowan remembers.
Yeah.
Because we went and we played that song at 40 Watt at our album release show.
Cool.
And he was like, I don't remember how to play that part, but like I'm gonna figure it out. And I was like, I know you will. Like that's and he's a good dude.
Some people are like that. They're just like, oh, let me figure something out really quick. That's like almost impossible to me to understand, Like,
it's like I would have been brewing on that for like a week,
right?
Stressing out about it. And he's like, I looked over at him at one point, and we had him on as like a fifth member, like for the show where he was playing a bunch of like auxiliary stuff. And for Shudder, he was playing a mandolin, he had a synth, and then he had another like keyboard, and he had all these pedals he was controlling different things with. And I was like, you're a superhuman. I was like, that is so above my pay grade.
That's
like,
amazing.
Yeah, he's cool.
So let's say there's a band or an aspiring artist who comes up to you guys and is like, I need to find a producer to help me make an album or make some songs. What are the traits that you guys thought were really helpful in someone like Rowan that got you guys to make this album what it is? Like, what kind of producer should somebody look for?
I will say, I think that what originally made Rowan so amazing was like our first interaction with him was at SIPS. We went and we were just meeting like people around Athens that were like producers and like just kind of getting a look around to see like who could record the album for us. And you were somewhere.
I was somewhere.
You were somewhere. I can't remember.
Somewhere.
But it was like me, Megan, and Sam, and we met him, had a conversation, and immediately I was like, you're a good match. Like, it's just, this feels correct. And the more we worked with him, the more I understood like what qualities made him so good. And he's very easy to talk to, very personable, but he's also very intelligent. He'll give you like his creative opinion, but he won't push like a creative idea. He's very much just like getting the best out of the band. And I think it's not something that you can probably immediately see in a person, but when you're working with them, it really comes out.
Right.
Especially because we were there for 8 studio sessions, probably total for the whole album.
Cool.
Maybe?
Something
Something
that.
somewhere around that vicinity. So we were with him a lot.
Yeah. I mean, those are what, 10, 12-hour days?
Yeah, they're long
Yeah,
days.
they're long.
So, you know, if it wasn't a good match, we would have found out. Like, there would have been
Very quickly
some kind of a scuffle, you know.
Yeah.
But everything was great. It's always a good vibe, and you always contributed well. So I would say just meet the person, see if you like them as a person, because that was like what struck me immediately. It was like, oh, you're just a good dude.
Right.
Can I piggyback on this one?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it kind of depends too, like if you're in a group or if you're like doing a solo thing. But for us, I think one thing Rowan was really good with was like telling us to take breaks and just like being a cool guy in the room, because recording is stressful.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. It's stressful. So like relieving some of that stress and being that like chill guy was very useful. And I also like very much, and it probably depends on like, it changes for, you know, person to person, but I really valued his like creative opinion, and we wanted that. So I guess if you're looking for a producer, if you are like, maybe some people just like know everything that they want, but if you're looking for a creative opinion, you know, find someone whose stuff you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, personality overall probably trumps everything.
Yeah.
You know, like if the person sucks, I mean, and they get great quality, it's like, well, do you want to be miserable and have that come out in the process?
Because it will.
And then sometimes you do hear about some albums that are classics, and then the artist talks about it later, and they're like, oh, that was a nightmare recording that. I'm like, that sucks. Like, even if you got that product, and like, that's amazing that now this beautiful piece of art exists in the world, even though it was because of a miserable experience. Like, that sucks for the artist to like have to listen to that album back or think about that album in the context of something really shitty that was going on.
Yeah.
You know, and like us listeners, we're lucky enough to not have to think about that. We can just associate it with whatever memories we have. But yeah, if you're the artist, like, you want to have fun in the studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you want to be having a good time with the crew that you pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I also wanted to ask about the track listing of this album. What was that like? Was it weird? Was it kind of tough to figure out what was going to go where?
I mean, I will say we took a lot of but we took a lot of care in like where each song went, to make the album kind of flow as best as you can. I mean, I think we're all very much people who listen to albums as opposed to like listening to a song and like, you know, cherry picking them. So we wanted like the experience from start to finish to be interesting, or to at least, you know, something catches your ear, you know, every time. I think Foot, when it was written, had a great intro feel. It just had like a here we are like sound, and that was pretty much like a no-brainer. Like Foot's first, Range of Motion.
It's a great intro track.
I'm glad people like it. It's such a fun song, and it was a even more fun music video to film that we released the
how
other
was
day.
that process?
I love breaking glass. It
Was
was
that your-
it was great.
That was so scary.
Super fun.
Super fun to break glass. Yeah.
Was that your first music video you've ever done?
Yeah, it was.
So what was that first time experience like? I feel like making a music video is the first time you do it, you're like, there's a lot of things you don't realize you need to have ready to go ahead of time sometimes. So what was that like for you guys?
Do you want to speak on it?
Yeah. That was really cool. We were lucky to have some very talented people helping us. So we didn't have to, or at least I guess I didn't really have to worry too much about like, you know, the preparation, but we did collect a lot of glass, breakable stuff. And I will say that, like, you know, I thought it would just be like cool, break some glass for a video, but like, man, that like got my adrenaline going. Like my heart was pumping. I mean, it's kind of an aggressive song too, so like that was like a lot more intense than I thought it'd be. But yeah, Lex.
We just like exhausted at the end of the day.
Oh yeah. And then I mean, towards the end, I'm like on the ground playing a broom like it's a guitar, and Riley's like breaking glass, and I can just feel like pieces of glass whizzing past my face. I'm like shaking, but you know, you got to get the shot,
dude.
Yeah. We didn't have Hollywood glass. It was like real. You
No,
know,
real
it wasn't shattered glass.
Yeah.
It was like you had to like heave a little bit to get that thing to shatter.
a friend of mine was telling me, he was like, I was watching that video and I like realized like you guys weren't wearing like safety glasses or anything. I was like, we didn't
No.
even consider that.
Yeah.
It's rock and roll, brother.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
rock and roll, exactly.
There were no waivers signed. It was definitely a lot of trust in that, and
Yeah.
I think we picked good people.
Yeah, big shout out to
Lex, Raina, Riley Krill.
Yep.
Good people.
Hell yeah.
Did a great job.
How long did it take to film? Was it one day?
It was like 4 hours.
not long at
It wasn't
all,
that
yeah.
long. We all had
Nice.
like hard outs at like 1 p.m. We started
Yeah.
in the morning. Got some donuts.
What a way to start the day.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
It honestly started and ended the day because it was
Yeah.
like at the end of that
After
I was
that,
like,
how do you do anything?
I don't know what I did. I think I took a nap maybe.
Nice.
Yeah, I took a fat nap. I felt like I had like war trauma.
Yeah, just put it all out
You hear
there.
like the sound.
Yeah, we were in like a concrete basement, like a bunch of cinder
Yeah.
blocks.
Where was that?
It was Raina's grandparents' house.
Aw.
Don't tell them that's
Yeah, don't
what
tell
happened.
them.
They were
I'm
out
sure they're listening to
about.
this right now. Sorry, Grandma.
No one sent them the link. But it was all in their basement, and it was just kind of a low budget, like let your talented friends make a video, and
Yeah.
it was cool.
Break some shit.
Break some shit.
Break some shit. What is that? Break stuff? Limp Bizkit?
Limp Bizkit, great
Yeah.
song. Yeah.
Dude, great song.
Burned down Woodstock '99 to that song.
That's right.
Yeah.
I heard there was a documentary about
It's
that.
amazing.
But I haven't seen it.
I
Is
would,
it good?
I would definitely check it out.
What's it called?
I think it's a limited
Woodstock
series.
99?
I
I think it's
it-
called Woodstock 99
Yeah.
on
Okay.
Netflix.
Yeah, there's some like subtitle to it, like
Right.
Weekend in Hell, something like that. I don't know.
Insane. I bet that was wild.
Looked like it.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, when it comes to making a music video, let's say somebody, asks you for your advice on how to make their first music video, what would be your advice to give them?
Just get like really talented people to help you, because I feel like I didn't do anything. It was like zero work. I just like had a good time, broke some glass, and hung out with my buddies, and like just really talented friends made it turn out really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get together a good team.
Yeah, honestly. And I mean, there's so many talented filmmakers. Like,
Yeah.
the community between film and music is, they've always shared like there's mutuals in there. Like, find those people and just make stuff, because I mean, everybody's always going to be like, I can't make it because of like budget or this reason, but you can make it happen if you want to make it happen.
Absolutely.
And especially like creatives who believe in each other or like each other's work, they're always going to be willing to work together and like make something happen if they think it's a cool idea. So just do it. I think
Just do it.
I was maybe a freshman or sophomore in college when I went to a Mom Jeans show, and this is like prior to being in Claustrophilic, which was our first band.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, just find 4 groups, 4 people and start a band. He was like, just do it. And I was like so motivated by that idea of just like why are you holding yourself back from doing things you want to do? So just do creative stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, it is funny that the thing that is always in the way the most is yourself.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
I mean, you can make anything happen if you have the mindset to make it happen. I almost hesitate saying that because I'm sure there's some impossible things, but for the most part, there's a lot that you can do if you just put your mind to it. And asking people to help, like, I think that's a big barrier that sometimes people don't want to cross. Nice save.
So close.
Like people, I don't know, it could be tough to ask somebody to help you film a music video, especially if you don't have a budget, but you can at least offer to buy them food or something like that. And even if you can't do that, just be honest and say like, look, I'm not able to afford this, but I think it would be really fun. And if you want to make this happen, I'm all in. And I think a lot of people are very receptive to building relationships that in the future, maybe it becomes more than just a collaboration, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, you guys want to take this over to the last 5?
Sure.
That's 5 quick questions. We'll be done. It doesn't have to be quick.
Yeah.
So
let's do
you
it.
guys have seen an episode or two.
I love this.
Nowadays, we're
is a
doing
great
the
concept.
bowl. Yeah, thank you. Like I've said before, I used to just ask the questions. And then this is just more fun.
Yeah,
Let
love
the
that.
universe kind of decide what we're going to end up talking about.
Yeah.
But I'll let you pick and choose which
Draw
ones you want to
first?
do.
Yeah, you draw first.
Okay.
You draw
I'll draw
first.
first. I read the question as well.
Yes.
Okay. Fantasy supergroup. Oh. Okay.
That's a good one.
So this is
We can do trio. We can do 4-piece. I mean, I just say that because sometimes once you get more than that, it gets a little confusing.
for sure.
But if you can think of them, you can do more than that.
So it's a band I'm assembling.
Band you're assembling.
Dead or
yeah.
alive?
Yeah, let's do Dead or Alive. Why not?
Okay. Do you have anything that's coming to mind?
I'm gonna have to think about this.
Okay.
How about you guys do it together? Let's make this
Okay,
a
yeah. Let's make it
collaborative.
collaborative. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You want a 3-piece or a 4-piece? 4, 2 and 2.
Sure.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Who are you having? What you want to pick? You want to pick a role?
Oh, this is so hard.
Trying to think of like what vibe.
Are we trying to like pair them well too, though, is the thing?
Yeah,
or
we
are we
have to
just like
consider
pick?
that a little bit.
I think we should.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like let's start with the rhythm section.
Yeah,
Okay,
if you
yeah,
start with
Drummer.
one, everything else kind of helps build around it.
It's like immediate thought is Taylor Hawkins, and
Yeah,
that is
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I can roll with that.
Can you roll with Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay, Taylor Hawkins on drums.
Okay.
Who is your something? You want a bassist?
This is really hard.
I have an immediate thought on bass.
It's a tough one to start with.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
question.
What's your thought on basses?
Flea and Taylor
Okay.
Hawkins.
Okay, I can get
That's a
behind
solid
Flea played
combo.
with
Yeah.
Adams for Peace, which was
Dude,
great.
yes.
Another great
My man,
Tom
dude, we are
York
kindred
band.
spirits. You just brought up Adams for Peace right
Yeah.
now. That's awesome.
Great super group. That's
Absolutely.
what Flea, Tom York. The drummer was a drummer for Perfect Circle at one point, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Which I'm also a big fan of.
And then Nigel Godrich as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is sick.
It's fantastic. So maybe Flea, Taylor Hawkins. You
Okay.
got a guitar player.
Yeah. What
already.
about is his name Nuno? You know what I'm talking about?
From Betancourt? No.
Maybe, I don't know. He's a little older now, but he's a crazy guitar player.
Yeah, I think it is.
Nuno?
He was in like hair metal groups, maybe.
Yeah, he kind of like just released a new album or something kind of
Oh,
recently.
that's gonna drive me insane.
Huh.
Maybe an Extreme, I think was the band he was in.
Man,
I could
I don't
be
know enough
talking
about
out
this
my ass
guitar
right
player,
now.
but I've seen him play a
Nuno?
lot. Yeah,
I think his
that's
last
his
name is Ben. Yeah, Ben. Can we look it up?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know what your phone rule is on.
No phones.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Just off the dome.
Yeah. Spotify really helps with some of these questions.
It does.
There's one that's like, what are you listening
Nuno
to right now?
Betancourt. Yeah. He was
Yeah.
in Extreme. Okay.
Yeah,
We were not
Dude,
talking
you were
out,
on it.
We
Yeah.
weren't
We
talking
got
out
it.
of our
We
asses.
got it.
Yeah.
Nuno Betancourt. That's
Okay.
a crazy combo. And now we need a
Yeah,
singer.
I think he'd fit though. Weirdly,
I'm thinking some like very high soaring
Okay,
vocalist,
yeah.
maybe. Like a Robert Plant, like
Right.
something of the
Okay.
sorts. Could we rock with that?
with Robert Plant.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, that's a pretty hardcore.
It's a
super
pretty
group
hardcore
right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
super
That's
group.
intense. Yeah.
Sick.
I think I
you know,
could
I
vibe
don't
with that.
know Nuno, but other than that, I mean, all classics.
Yeah, for sure.
Extreme, that's the band he's in.
Yeah. Nuno Betancourt.
Is it Extreme?
No, it's just words spelled out, nothing
Oh, okay.
crazy.
All right.
Yeah,
I
we
was
weren't,
like, that'd
we
be
weren't
kinda
super
sick.
hair metal.
Yeah, they're a little old school, but they just dropped like an album. He did a solo on like their first single off that album that like broke the internet. It's crazy. You should check it out.
Yeah.
An Extreme song broke the internet.
Yeah.
It was a very like guitar community
it?
was just
Yeah,
like this
at
is a
least-
crazy like solo.
How old is the band?
Probably 60s, 70s now.
Probably,
I would say.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
dude's still ripping.
Yeah, I guess so. Shit.
Yeah,
Nice. Well, that's pretty solid 4-piece right there.
for sure.
Let's see what question number 2 is.
Shall you?
Oh yeah, I get to draw
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
from the bottom.
Good call.
Yeah, these guys never get enough love.
Exactly.
What's on your musical rotation?
There you go.
Okay, so this
Oh,
is
it's
definitely
great.
a check
This is
Spotify
a check
situation.
Spotify for sure, if you need to.
I can tell you off the dome what I'm listening to right now.
Let's go.
Dijon's absolutely
Nice.
an amazing
We love
record, start to
Dijon in
finish.
this house.
Such a great. I'm glad because he's fantastic and he's like an artist. I think.
Yeah.
Just like truly unique style.
Yeah. I've said it before, but I didn't love that album when it first came out.
So it's for sure it grows
It grew
on
on me
you.
a lot.
Yeah.
And I've said this also before, but I actually start the album on scratching.
Yeah.
I skip Big Mike's.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a hard sell for me. I'm a huge big. Have you seen
Everyone
the-
I've talked to, they're like, "What are you talking about? Why
I
would
won't.
you
I
do
won't
that?"
give you so much shit for that because I get why. But have you seen the like music video, the long thing?
And that's wise, because that's so cool.
It's
I don't
so
want to
cool.
watch. I don't want to listen to like the quote unquote watered down version, because I think that version is so sick.
And I'm sold on that answer there. That's so reasonable.
And I love scratching. That's a great. It could have
is.
been a great intro track if he did that instead.
Agreed. I think Rodeo Clown has one of my favorite vocal performances in like the last decade, probably.
Yeah, the whole album rules.
Yeah, that. How many do you want? I can give.
I mean, you
I
can
have 3.
Yeah,
I
let's
was
do
gonna
like
go
3-ish.
Yeah,
That's
you
good.
go back and forth. What else?
Back and forth.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. This might be one for both of us, but Wonder Horse
Oh yeah.
with the
Wonder
U.
Horse.
Yeah.
I don't know them.
WUNDERHORC.
Yep. Very good.
They're-
Purple by Wonder Horse specifically is my favorite.
Interesting.
They're UK. Lead singer's name is Jacob Slater. He is an incredible writer, and they're just very high energy. They just released their first album last year, maybe.
Yeah.
Cub, yeah, and it's fantastic.
Cool. I'm gonna be listening to this later.
Would recommend.
Sick.
That was a good one. It's good off the dome.
Yeah.
Wonder Horse. Yeah, never heard of them. Anything else?
I'd say Big Thief. I'm always listening
Sick.
to. I love Adrian Lenker. I think Vampire Empire, the single that just came out, really great.
Yeah.
I've been listening to the live versions and anything that you could find prior because it's been out for so long, but they've never
Okay.
recorded it.
I don't know that one.
Which I would highly recommend it. It's a great melody that gets stuck in your head, but she's just such an intelligent writer. And it's
Insane,
like,
yeah.
it's just like to study the lyrics is like just a fun task. Like, very cool writer.
My friend so randomly did a singer songwriter class, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I really like the teacher." And I was like, "Oh cool." And then months later, I like got into Big Thief, and we were talking about Big Thief, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Buck Meek was the teacher."
Oh my God.
I was like, "What? Like
What
you
do you
didn't
mean?
just lead with that?"
Yeah, that's incredible.
crazy. Yeah. He
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, it was pretty cool." That's insane. But Adrian Lenker would be a great like person to take a class on creative writing or something.
Absolutely.
So Big Thief, Wonder Horse, Dijon. Got a couple more.
Yeah. I got this band from LA. They're called Stereo City.
Okay. Stereo
All one
City.
word with an S instead of a C. They're kind of like math rocky, but they have an EP called Vastlands, and it's just beautiful.
Sorry.
He's getting a little taste.
sneak peek.
Little
I
sneak
always
peek.
have to get it just because if it's in my recently played, I'll go back to it.
smart.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. There's one called Penguin Isle that's about a penguin experiencing the effects of climate change.
Oh fuck.
And it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Wild. Interesting. So Stereo City. You got anything else? We want to end it there.
I could do one more.
Let's do one more.
Yeah. I can think of what I just immediately got to. Oh, actually, you know what? There's a band from Oregon that just released an album called their name is Solution Honey, and I've been listening to them pretty much nonstop. It just like randomly popped up on my daily mix. They're like not many monthly listeners.
167.
Yeah,
Not many
and
at
I
all.
listened to their record and I was like, this is like for a band you've never heard of. It's just it's cool. I love it. I've been kind of like playing that on loop and
I like the album cover.
yeah, it's very cool
cool.
art.
Yeah.
So that's probably my last one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Solid options there. Do you have? Did you?
I
do
got
two?
one more.
Yeah, let's go.
My first two are pretty underground, so now I got to pick something pretty basic. I've been on an All American Rejects kick lately.
Okay,
you know? Yeah,
cool.
Just
Nice.
feeling kind of
The
rebellious.
Ghosts? Yeah. What is it? Give You Hell.
That's a good one. That's a
Song
good
had
one.
a chokehold on me.
Yeah.
In like 7th grade.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Give You
Back to
Hell.
roots.
Dirty Little Secret.
Yep, those are the
Exquisite.
classics.
What was the other really big one? Move On. Or
Yeah.
Move
Oh,
Along.
yeah.
Move
Yeah.
Along.
I think their albums play really well, like start to finish.
Gotcha.
what I
I've never
appreciate about
listened to
them.
like beast or deep cuts or whatever. I just know those big hits.
Yeah.
Right.
But those songs, I mean, unironically slap.
They
So,
do.
You know what I mean?
They were in a Bionicles commercial, and I remember that's
Bionicles,
a fucking
dude. Whoa.
great.
That just sent me way back.
Yeah, shit was cool.
I can't imagine how much money my parents spent on
Oh,
Bionicles
Bionicles.
for me.
And how many times you're pinching your fingers?
Yeah,
and they're, like, ball joint things.
Oh yeah. I watched
crazy.
the movie, dude. I played the
Oh,
video game.
Xbox game.
Yes,
Sick.
yes.
Love that.
Wow,
Yeah.
man, I feel like I'm 8 years old again. That's so funny. Sick. Let's check question number 3.
Yeah,
Wow, cool.
yeah. We'll do a little speed round for you since we're approaching the end of our episode.
No, you're good.
In the studio or playing live? Oh, I think I think if you had asked me 6 months ago, it would have been like a really hard playing live, obviously. But I'm really happy with how the studio experience turned out, and so I wouldn't pick it over playing live, but it's
a little closer now.
It's grown closer to me.
Cool.
This is a tough one for me also. I love both. I guess I'll say studio because the studio feels like such a treat. It doesn't happen very often.
Right.
So yeah, I'll go with studio.
It's valid.
But I guess it kind of depends, like is it like what kind of show we talking about?
Right. Yeah. I would say the average show.
I'll
Not
take
the worst, not the
studio.
best. Let's go average.
I'll take studio in that case.
Cool. Nice. I'm a studio guy myself. I just love taking something that only existed as like an iPhone voice memo and like seeing it become this whole new vibe that didn't exist like 24 hours prior.
Super cool.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. Let's see question number 4.
This is all you. Maybe we can hold hands and pick the
That can
last
be the
one.
5th one.
I
Yeah.
like that joint effort.
Dream artist / producer to work with.
I would say I will give a combo answer in Justin Vernon for artist and producer to work with.
Yep.
I think he's one of the most brilliant of the two. Such a fan. I've seen him live 2-3 times maybe now
Did you see him when
with Dijon.
With Dijon?
Yes, I was
Same,
at
dude.
the Marisbank Amphitheater.
Yes, and it was freezing.
It was so fucking cold.
And it was like April. It was like
Yeah.
30 degrees. It was insane.
It's a great show though. That's
It
actually
was.
because I'd listened to Dijon before, and then I saw like that group play live, just like sitting around a table.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is insane. That drummer's insane.
Yeah.
Like everything that's happening. Is
Kind of
so
a bummer
cool.
you couldn't see that performance in a smaller environment.
Agreed.
You know, because
Yeah.
like it just wasn't the environment to see that performance. I feel like,
Yes.
especially because he's opening. Not a lot of people probably knew him.
Yeah.
But still, they crushed it. And that Bon Iver set was maybe like one of the more life-changing shows I'd ever seen.
I would agree.
With the lights around them, I'm like, these guys have a whole vision set up, and it's like so far from like your average rock band. It was just so impressive to see like sonically what they were able to accomplish.
I would wholeheartedly agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
What about you, Christian?
What comes to my mind right off the bat is probably like Rick Rubin.
Classic.
I really like
Yeah.
hearing him talk about what he does.
Yeah. Do you have his book?
I don't have it, but I've been bumming it off a friend.
Nice.
So I've kind of just been going like bit by bit.
Yeah. Nice. He has a great podcast too, where he called Tetragrammaton.
Oh, I don't think
I don't know what the hell that means, but it's pretty cool. And he just has a bunch of people on that don't even necessarily have to do with music. At first, it was, I mean, he spreads it pretty far out. He'll do musicians, and then he'll have like this lady who did all these amazing classic album covers. So it's kind of interesting to get perspectives from different people. Like he had Phil Jackson, like the winningest basketball like NBA coach. So like that's kind of interesting to have just people at the height of their field, no matter what it is, talk to somebody who is also at the height of their field. I would give it a listen if you haven't checked it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rick
Very
Rubin's
cool.
a great answer. But let's do last question.
Final
here,
question.
and then we're done.
We
How
have
do we
to
want to
pick
do
it
this? Do we
together.
pick it together? Do we like?
Yeah, we'll just find the same
Could do it
one.
like Lady and the Tramp with the noodles.
You want us to kiss on camera for?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, are we holding
For
the
the
same
people?
one?
Yeah, this one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll call it that one.
Okay. 2 artists you want to see collab. Oh, okay.
There you go.
See collab. Interesting.
Different 2 artists, right?
Different too.
Right.
Yeah. Besides you guys, for me, I mean, they did work together, but this is just an example of something I think that worked. It was JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown
Oh, yeah.
on that new album.
It's great.
Such a perfect combo. You know?
Yeah.
What do you guys think would be a perfect combo?
When I think perfect combo, and now that you mentioned that, I can only think of Linkin Park, Jay-Z. That combo.
Okay,
'Cause, like,
yeah.
when I was 12, 13, that was the coolest shit. And it still
Right,
is
right.
the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
trying to think of like genuine.
It's something that hasn't happened yet, you know?
Right.
Kind of a tough one.
This is a tough one.
I immediately go to music I don't like always listen to, but Fred Again has been someone that I've been like checking out a lot, especially through the Tiny Desk concert. that I thought
That Tiny Desk
is
is
incredible.
crazy.
Just like watching his brain
Yeah,
work.
that's what got me into him. Because my friends were like, listen to Fred again. I'm like, I don't know, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then I saw the live.
And you're like,
well,
I
this guy
get
is
it.
out of his mind.
He's out of his mind. So like something like Fred again with, and I immediately want to say Justin Vernon, but I don't know if that's like two, cooks in the kitchen that could not, does that makes any sense?
Yeah,
if their
maybe.
ideas are so like,
I could see that.
but that is something I would like to see.
Maybe Fred again and Freddie Gibbs.
There you go.
The Freds.
The Freds.
Kind of sick.
Fred's coming back.
What about you, Christian? What do you think?
The gears are turning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My first thought is, are you familiar with Ariel Posen?
I don't think so.
He's a cool guitar player. He does a lot of like slide and like in like really low tunings.
Let me look him up.
His guitar playing is like really unique, but I'd like to see him collab, but I don't know with who.
Probably need like a great singer.
Yeah.
Something of that like.
Oh, I've seen this Mile End album cover before.
Yeah.
This one, the red one.
Yeah. But I don't know who. Something like a little more mainstream than him, probably. But I can't place a good pair.
Yeah.
I immediately think of like dudes from Wolfpack or do you know Pamplemousse? There's a singer in that band. She's French or French Canadian and sings in French. Got a super beautiful voice, but like something like that could be cool. Really good guitar player with just like ethereal, great.
Yeah, almost like a Stereo Lab
Yeah,
kind of situation.
Yeah.
So
I'm bumming on your answer.
Yeah,
we're just like taking over.
Take wherever you want.
It's a tough one. That's a hard one
Yeah.
to think of on the spot. Some of these are, which is kind of fun to see.
I like it, yeah.
Yeah.
How
Gets the gears turning.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things where somebody texts me like 20 minutes later and they're like, fuck, I said the wrong thing. I should have done this instead,
Can you put this in post?
It's just guaranteed. Like that always ends up happening. Even me, sometimes people turn it around on me and they're like, what are you listening to right now? And I'm like, oh, fuck, wait, I don't know.
What are you listening to? Yeah, you walked right into that.
Well, Slow Pulp. Let's go with that.
Great answer, yeah.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Slow Pulp lately. I think their album is sick. I talked about Dry Cleaning with Jesse Mangum last night.
Okay.
You guys know Dry
I
Cleaning?
don't think so.
I'll send you them, and you got to tell me what you think, because they are one of the more interesting bands I've heard in a long time. The mixing is, I won't give anything away, but the mixing is quite interesting. So I want you to listen to it and let me know what you think. Also, shout out to Drew Beskin for getting me into Rufus Wainwright. He made like a best of Rufus playlist for me to check out. Slauson Malone put out a new song that I really like. Armand Hammer kind of has this. I've been getting into them, and I'll end it with the new Wilco song that I think is really cool.
Oh, cool.
You guys Wilco fans?
I definitely went through a Wilco phase, and I don't think I've ever like went back to it, but that's like a band that I know, and I see the flag.
Yeah,
that's right
I got the flag up there.
That's a band that I know I need to listen to. Like, it feels like a what is it? Yankee
Hotel Foxtrot.
Yankee Hotel Foxtrot feels like
That's
one of
like
the albums you have to listen to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I will be honest, that is now one of my favorite albums, but when I first heard it, I was like, why did I buy this CD?
That's fair. Is Heavy Metal Drummer on?
Yes.
So
do you like Heavy Metal Drummer?
I do, and okay. I know of it because of Slaughter Beach Dog with the I think it's 104 Degrees. He says the line while a Heavy Metal Drummer plays us out, and it's where I checked them out from, was just from a line he used.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's
there you go.
The extent of my Wilco. I need to check them out.
Yeah, give them a listen. That album is for sure a great starting place, because I feel like it really does a great job of melding like the pop stuff they do with weird experimentation. Mm-hmm. If you want to get more into like just the poppy stuff, like you could do Summer Teeth, which was the album right before, or you could do Sky Blue Sky, which is also amazing. But yeah, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot's kind of like the pinnacle of like what they were able to do, and they still got it. They're still putting out great music, even 20, 30, I guess 30 years after they put out their first one. So they, I'm a huge fan. I've read his biography. His How to Write One Song book is pretty cool too.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's up there. But yeah, Wilco is sick. Absolutely. But yeah, Recess Party. Christian, Riley, thank you guys for
Can I add one last
Oh
thing?
yes. I was like, what's that face? What's
Close the
going on?
dots, close the dots.
I thought of who I would pair.
Who?
I'm gonna say Ariel Posen and Lana Del Rey.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
It's a good one.
That would be kind of cool.
She's working at Waffle House right now. So I don't know
Is
if
that
you've
for
seen her.
real?
I don't know. I keep
never
seeing
know
it
what's going
everywhere.
on with her.
I don't know what's going on with her. She's doing like side quests and just
Yeah,
kinda, like,
I remember
knocking shit
like
out.
there was a picture of her and some guy like just got out of prison.
And they were like, oh,
They're
yeah,
like
yeah.
together. And it
Yeah.
was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And
I
then
don't pay
Waffle
attention
House?
enough to like know exactly what's
Yeah.
going on, but it just piques my interest every now and then.
Exactly. Yeah, because I'm not like studying Lana Del Rey, even though I have heard that the new album is really awesome. But yeah, every once in a while, I just see some Twitter thread of her doing something insane.
Yeah.
I haven't heard
Very
about this.
country.
Yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah, she's like
Okay.
embracing this like country ass.
Like Persona. Almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Shout out Lana if you're listening. Come on the pod. But yeah, Riley and Christian, thank you for coming on.
Thanks
On
for
that
having us.
note,
Thank you.
I'm so glad we got Recess Party in here. I know when this comes out, you guys will have already played it, but good luck at Euro Rap tonight.
yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh, yeah.
You guys, what a
It's
DIY
gonna be-
show.
It's gonna be such a great DIY show. Shout
Euros
out
for
Daddy's
days.
Beamer.
Shout out Daddy's Beamer. Do you guys have any other shows coming up in the next month or two that you want to plug?
We have Athens shows.
Check the calendar.
Yeah, check the calendar.
Check
real quick.
the
Shout
G-Cal.
out calendars.
Shout
That's
out Google Calendar.
it's keeping us afloat.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we play October at Nowhere Bar. And
Yes.
Oh, Nowhere Bar, cool.
October
Yes.
4th. Smith's on October 6th. Yeah, and some other stuff.
Yeah,
Nice.
Nothing till November after that.
yeah.
Go check them out. Go listen to Paid in Full on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you listen to. And yeah, thank you guys again for coming on. It was a blast.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Parker.
Appreciate you.
Never-ending tropes of holding.
Thank you again for tuning into the newest episode of On That Note with Parker Whirling. Remember, not only can you listen to the episodes on Apple Podcast and Spotify, but you can also watch the episodes on my YouTube channel, which is linked in the description below. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time.